So welcome Ayan to my channel, Bodybuilding Performance, and it's
Thanks
a
for having me.
privilege speaking with you today. And it's been quite a long that we discussed, certain things about bodybuilding and fitness, but we never came like officially online together and have a chat. So I mean, a lot of audience will be maybe Hindi and English, so we'll go accordingly. तो अगर आपको लगता है कि आपको कुछ वर्ड्स डिफिकल्ट पड़ रहे हैं, you can always speak in Hindi or English as you wish. So let's start and मेरा पहला
Understood.
क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली आयान आपसे ये है कि आई नो आपको मैं जानता हूँ अभी, मतलब काफी बार इंटरेक्शन हुई है आपसे, बट वैसे अयान कौन है? हु इज अयान? डिस्पाइट ऑफ बॉडी बिल्डिंग अदर थिंग्स, एंड हु इज अयान? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पर्सनालिटी यू हैव? यस.
So basically, if I would like to give an intro, so I would like to start with my childhood because I was born in a family which was pretty much like a circus because there were uncles, aunts, and a big family in one big house, and I was the last child of the eldest son. Like my father was the eldest in the family, and I was a late child. So he was from the 1940s,
Oh.
and I'm from like the 21st century. So it's like the new age. And it's like bridging gaps somehow. So I came with a different kind of setup in family because I had much older siblings. Like I have an older sister. She's married now with two kids. One is 14. So apart from that, I never had a connect with any of my family, my siblings, to be honest, because I always felt हमेशा मुझे लगता था कि कुछ अलग है जो मुझे करना है, like not just in terms of body building. मतलब बहुत कुछ अलग चीजें मैं रिसर्च करता था. बहुत ऐसी चीजें थी जो लोग रिसर्च नहीं करना चाहते, who just want to live in denial, seeing things that are hiding in plain sight. So I was always like a conspiracy theorist. मैं हमेशा I used to do a lot of research on personalities like Nikola Tesla, even though I'm not a mathematician or a scientist, but I'm a big fan of a hidden prodigy that he is. So I do a lot of mental exercises. Apart from physical exercises, I do a lot of meditation. मैं बहुत holistic practices follow करता हूँ. I follow a spiritual lifestyle, and I've always had a very spiritually inclined past and personality.
Understand. So I mean, basically you are talking about Zen monk theory, kind of. Zen monks are basically, they are living in the world, but they are still alone. I mean, they're like isolated from everyone, but they're still living with them and with the society, and they're called Zen monks. So yeah, I understand that, and I can connect with you on that because मैं खुद youngest हूँ अपनी फैमिली में, और आपकी सिस्टर आई थिंक और मेरा जो ईयर होगा ऑलमोस्ट सेम होगा, 1980s के आसपास के हैं, बिकॉज मेरी जो डॉटर है, शी इज नाउ, आई विल से इन जून वो 17 हो जाएगी इनफैक्ट. आई एम लाइक इन 40s राइट नाउ. या मेरा भी 40th बर्थडे आएगा दिसंबर में, बट आई वाज मैरिड एट अ वेरी यंग एज, 21, and so that's why. So my kids are like in college and other one is in 7th. So I mean, but yeah, the one thing which you said, that you really had a hard time to connect with your siblings, वो भी मैं समझ सकता हूँ. And that's the reason I thought कि जो मैंने शादी बहुत जल्दी की, that was very good decision, because अभी मैं भी COD खेलता हूँ. I mean, Call of Duty मैं बहुत खेलता हूँ. मेरा बेटा खेलता है. We have a channel together. We like mingle up together. And आज भी हमारे एक रिकॉर्डिंग है. तो आई मीन आई नो कि जो ऐसा नहीं कि मैं जबरदस्ती उनमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा हूँ, बट आई अंडरस्टैंड कि मुझे भी ये सब अच्छा लगता है. आई लव कार्स. तो मेरे पास हॉट व्हील्स की बहुत सारी कार्स हैं जो मैंने अपने लाइव इंस्टाग्राम पे दिखाई भी थी. काफी सारी कलेक्शन है. सो कभी कभी मैं जाता हूँ टॉय स्टोर पे, मैं खुद कार खरीद लेता हूँ अपने लिए. सो दैट्स अ चाइल्ड इन मी राइट नाउ स्टिल. सो या टोटली अंडरस्टैंड हाउ वेयर यू कमिंग फ्रॉम. सो बेसिकली आप अभी दिल्ली में है, राइट?
राइट.
तो आप दिल्ली में मतलब अकेले रहते हैं या आपकी फैमिली साथ में है?
Actually, I live with my family, but before my house started getting reconstructed. So lockdown होने से ठीक पहले हमारे घर का project settle हुआ, and I live with basically two brothers and two uncles. So all of them had a floor each.
Okay.
Now we've separated, like me and my mother, because my father had passed away when I was 12.
Okay.
So since then it's me and my mother. So I am living rented accommodation here in CR Park, basically
Okay.
in South
Okay.
Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Delhi, even though I'm like a North Indian, because मैं चंडीगढ़ में 11 साल रहा हूँ, but I mean दिल्ली में बहुत कम मेरा आना जाना हुआ है. Yeah.
One second.
Yeah, sure.
Hello,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mandeep, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Don't mind that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I paused the recording in between. That's fine. मैंने
Yeah.
pause कर दिया था.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, Delhi में कभी इतना ज़्यादा मतलब रहा नहीं, so I'm not sure. But yeah, South Delhi, I think it's near to the Connaught side.
Yeah, central and south. Yeah, pretty close.
Okay, great. So Ayan, मेरा next question आपसे ये है कि अभी इंडिया में बहुत सारी controversies हो रही थी, but I'll not talk about like basically in specific, but due to lockdown है और controversies चल रही थी, तो काफी सारे मैंने लाइव जो शोज अटेंड किए अभी रिसेंटली, तो काफी लोगों का जो पर्सपेक्टिव है वो बदली हो रहा है फिटनेस की तरफ से. आई मीन इन द सेंस बीच में मैं शेरू जी की एक लाइव सेशन में था यूएफसी के साथ, फिर हमदन के साथ मेरा था, डायरेक्टर जेफ क्लासिक, और सुनील शरण जो फिफ्थ के दिल्ली प्रेसिडेंट है उनके साथ भी था. तो हर कोई अभी कुछ ना कुछ नया करने का तरीका ढूंढ रहा है कि लॉकडाउन के दौरान कैसे बॉडी बिल्डिंग कॉम्पिटिशंस को कर सकते हैं. They probably using the same app which we're using right now for the interview. तो उस पे तो आपका उस पे क्या टेक है कि is it like, I mean once lockdown is over of course, but again social distancing जो maintain रखनी है, तो it like a necessity we have to do it, or it can be taken as a new like genre of, I'll say, competition wherein stage share नहीं कर सकते, but we will sharing the screens, like technology इतनी advanced हो चुकी है. Because the simple reason I can give you here is that you will enjoy watching sometimes, Olympia via laptop, because it's going live in Las Vegas, and we are in a different time zone and do not to travel, but still you want to enjoy that, and we enjoy that. It's quite clear. You can get the pictures. You can actually see them close. So is it like it can be done, or it's like it's just because of the lockdown it's happening? So what is your take on that?
I actually believe अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि there is a competition where the pictures will be compared, right? Or videos
Videos,
of
I mean live
contestants.
Videos. Yeah.
Separate live videos, right? From separate places.
Yes.
So that actually defeats the purpose of bodybuilding, I believe, because when you put the guy right next to, when you're judging 2 people or 5 people, you're putting them next to each other. No matter how jacked a guy looks in front of the picture or a video, when they are standing on stage in front of the lighting next to other people who are as jacked probably as they are. So that is what the comparison is all about. So I think it cannot be done by, and if it would be, it'll be, I don't see it'll be a very successful show. Maybe it could also be a very big sham, for all because when you're in person, then things are authentic. But जब आप लोग कैमरा के पीछे पीछे चीज हो रहे हैं, डिसीजंस हो रहे हैं, एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए लोग पे भी कर रहे हैं फॉर पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन कॉम्पिटिशन, ऐसे कोई like we can do very like maybe like trial shows like for amateurs, like we can do like fun stuff like like a bodybuilding post down online kind of competition, but not a proper Mr. Olympia, Amateur Olympia, or Sheru Classic, any of that kind of competition wouldn't be able to wouldn't have the same kind of presence,
Right. So I
so
think
I don't
what you're
see it being
trying,
very successful.
yeah, sorry to cut you. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, please continue.
या सो आई थिंक आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो ये है कि जैसे हम लोग अभी इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं, सेमिनार्स ले सकते हैं वेयर वी आर यूटिलाइजिंग जस्ट वन ऑन वन, बट देयर बी, जैसे आपने बोला कि एक एक वीडियो देखा जाएगा, सो इट कुड बी लाइक बिकॉज दिस ऐप हैज अ फैसिलिटी वेयर इन यू हैव लाइक 10 वीडियोस एट वन गो, सो प्रॉब्ली बिकॉज मेरा लास्ट जो बात हुआ था, बिकॉज अभी एक रिसेंटली एक जुलाई में एक शो है और जो 5th इंटरनेशनल करने वाली है, और ऑल्सो एक और जो शो है बॉडी पावर करने वाला है, लॉकडाउन शो, तो ये मैं काइंड ऑफ मेरी सॉरी
No, I noticed that lockdown
yeah,
classic.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
मतलब
think
ये मेरा काइंड ऑफ
they definitely need to do that.
I
Anyway.
understand. They should be lockdown classic, yeah. So कहने का मेरा मतलब ये है कि this is kind of a research I'm doing, with interviews, wherein I'm taking the data, like क्या एक एथलीट क्या सोच रहा है ऐसे शोज के बारे में जो लॉकडाउन के दौरान होंगे या आगे जाके भी इसका सेम काइंड ऑफ फंडा वो यूज करेंगे, और मेरा मतलब थोड़ा बहुत आपसे सहमत हूं मैं, और थोड़ा बहुत ये भी है कि इट कैन बी लाइक वेरिन, जैसे आपने बताया कि सम ट्रायल शोज हो सकते हैं, तो इट कुड बी लाइक सिलेक्शन ट्रायल है जो वो कर सकते हैं हम, मे बी अगर बहुत बड़ा कुछ शो है उसके पहले कुछ सिलेक्शन ट्रायल करनी है, वेरिन अगर एथलीट को भी कुछ पैसा बचाना है विदाउट ट्रेवलिंग, दैट कैन बी डन. और मेरा खुद का एक क्वेश्चन था एक लाइव सेशन में, वेरिन आई सेड कि लेंसेज जो आजकल आते हैं वो दे आर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ लेंसेज people use. I mean, everybody might not have a DSLR, everybody might have a good 1080p camera. So, और lighting हर किसी के घर पे अलग होगी, and you have to give like proper fixed timing.
It cannot be compared.
Yeah, it cannot be compared because there will be some glitch here and there, and your decision, even though it's not
a decided be monitored decision on such a big scale.
Yeah. So even though it's not a decided decision offline, but it could be that कि जो फर्स्ट आने वाला था वो नहीं आ पाएगा because of XYZ technical reasons. It could be. Yeah. ये हो सकता है, right?
I just feel, Mandeep, that the world won't end if bodybuilding shows won't happen. To be very honest, yes, the athletes can find something else to do. Yes. Rather than obsessing on and just getting jacked with gear all year round and abusing their bodies. To be very honest, because I feel bodybuilding is the most unhealthy activity. And I will say me myself being an athlete, because I see my health and longevity to be at the topmost priority, because any and there is no standardization. I feel that still there are these big international shows happening, but there is no standardization. The athletes still train under those old school methodologies, those very bro science, and they're still using insulin and dangerous diuretics, like, and they're going all in because unko they want the medal. Unko ye nahi samajh aa raha, it's a long race. If you destroy your body, you will not able to perform in whatever life functions. Forget about the stage. Eventually it will create a problem. So people have to know the science. People have to understand. The athletes themselves have to be very articulate. They have to be well read, at least. If they at least do this, they should know what their guruji is using on them, and they should have that kind of understanding. I'm sure a lot of international athletes, of course, are of that caliber, but then हमारे इतने, मैं international athletes को नहीं गिनना बनती, because there are very few handful. if you see, the industry is very small on that level. Actual जो भीड़ है, actual crowd है, it is the local shows, the local guys, the local athletes, the local gym trainers who want to be on stage and become something, make a name for themselves. Correct. Those people, there should be a standardization there in the bodybuilding circuit. People should not only think about making business, rather they should create an academy, and they should maybe make business on that, but at least create a standardized way to impart knowledge. That's how I see it, because that is the only way the industry will grow.
Yes, I agree. And मेरा actually ना, तो एक दो दिन पहले मोदी जी ने जो बीच में एक स्पीच दी थी regarding आत्मनिर्भर, self reliant, उसके ऊपर मैंने एक पोस्ट बनाया था और मैंने डिलीट भी कर दिया. डिलीट इन द सेंस मैंने पोस्ट ही नहीं किया. आई वाज लाइक should I or should I not? The reason being, now since you have already spoken on that topic, I think I can share my views as well. So मेरा वो topic था, एक actually pic था wherein athlete is taking some gear, okay, injectables ले रहा है, सब steroids पड़े हैं, and I just wrote a funny, I think आपका video ये हो गया है, Ayan, it's like frozen, yeah, okay, now it's fine. So वो बहुत funny सी pic मैंने बनाई थी. कि उसमें ऐसा था कि मैंने जानबूझ लिखा था कि दिस इज नॉट मेंट बाय आत्मनिर्भर, मतलब सेल्फ रिलायंट है, मतलब ये होना नहीं है कि तुम लोग खुद से ये सब लेने लग जाओ इफ यू डोंट हैव अ नॉलेज. सो मैंने बनाया और आई वाज अबाउट टू राइट कि वी आर हिपोक्रेट्स. आई मीन इवन यू, मी, every athlete or every judge and every show organizer is a hypocrite. The reason being, we're organizing a show which is a bodybuilding show, health show, health expo, and 90% of the people out there will be on gear, like even the athletes, trainers, or whatever. I mean, there might be some athletes who are not participating, but they're probably supporting someone. They are on gear. So हम लोग actually health promote कर रहे हैं, or we are just promoting that show?
See, Mandeep, I like, now that you mentioned this, I would really like to tell you how I see bodybuilding, like how I really view bodybuilding. So first thing I liked and loved about bodybuilding, when I was just 2 or 3 years old, my nanas and my granddads, they trained with Manohar Aich in those days, and all of them were wrestlers or boxers or bodybuilders. So I grew up watching them like since I was 2-3 years old, and I would see a bicep popping and I'm like, dude, what is that shit? Like I want it, because I could, even a 3-year-old me knows that not every average Joe has that, but few of these guys do, and they look freaking alpha. So from that moment I knew that I wanted to be muscular, I wanted to look good. But eventually, when you fall into societal stand norms, and you have create develop image issues. Like I didn't, but I see people having image issues with bodies, because most people chase the physique. I never chased the physique. I had 8-pack abs when I was 11 years old. I used to do sit-ups, I used to do pull-ups, I had a bicep, I had a streaky tricep, I had everything. So I was pretty happy the way I looked, and I was amazingly athletic, and I was healthy.
Yes.
The moment I stepped into competitive bodybuilding, till then I was training naturally for the last 7, 8 to 10 years at least.
Yes.
Since the moment I got, that was 2015 when I actually started competing in, starting from Mr. Delhi, IBBF. So that is when I, got introduced to anabolic steroids or any other competition compounds that I usually generally use. So my coach, मेरे coach ने मुझे बोला, तो मैंने बोला sir, and I was a big skeptic. I was like all natty bro. I was like कि sir test booster लेके नहीं कर सकते? Like देख भाई, ठीक है 4-5 हजार का लेगा कोई, कुछ होगा नहीं, बेकार जाएगा. तो go for this. But I was so like I was very always very curious about what he's giving me. Like okay, what's the like testa test, like क्या नाम है इसका, testa क्या, testa prop, like prop, okay, propionate. So I looked it up, then I went through the chemical composition, I went through what it does, went through million videos on YouTube, the early stages of YouTube in 2012, 11, those days. So I did my research, and then I started using, and since then I have experienced changes, like definitely I've experienced positive changes with my physique, with the finesse, with the quality. But मैंने कई way में I have seen like I've seen my health going backwards. Like I'm not saying like it's a big deal, but कहीं ना कहीं in the long run it will have an impact. It would have changed my system completely, because लोगों को लगता है मैंने आज एक इंजेक्शन चला लिया 1 महीने के लिए, अरे क्या 1 महीने की तो साइकिल है. You don't realize it's your endocrine system. ये तुम्हारा पूरा हार्मोन से तुम्हारा एंडोर्फिन, तुम्हारा मूड, तुम्हारा शक्ल, तुम्हारी everything is connected. So the moment you make a synthetic change, you are going a different direction. So you have to be responsible, you have to, and see, even being responsible, हमें पता नहीं क्या होगा, see, body बन जाएगी, but eventually there are so many changes, psychological changes that steroids have on you, so many things that are there. So considering all of these things, I will not say that I regret कि मैंने use किया नहीं किया, but मैं इतना कहना चाहूंगा that I would not say कि it was a great decision for me, because I have achieved the physique I really wanted, and I knew that okay, it had to be little enhanced to get there.
Yes.
But then I maybe naturally I wouldn't have gotten exactly where I am right now. But the point is, in with my health, because for me it's not just body, building. It's not just looking good. It's also to be functional. It's also be like a superhuman. To
Yes.
be able to do martial arts, to be able to
Yes.
have good heart health, good cardiovascular system, all of that.
Yes.
So putting all that in perspective, Mandeep, I really see that bodybuilding was a sport when it was approached as one. Now it has become a pageant, because
Yes.
log usko sirf they just, it's all based on looks, body
Yes.
image,
Yes,
and
sir.
this is what we are promoting and marketing. So
Yes.
people are promoting and marketing a body image. I never idolized a muscular physique. I had one, so it was no big deal for me. But everybody wants a muscular physique, and they would do anything for it. So
Correct.
now these people are marketing and marketing and marketing. And bodybuilding, open bodybuilding is like a different league. ठीक है,
Yes.
वो तो मतलब it is something have to achieve. There's a lot of hard work, but it is also obsession. It is
Yes.
a body image obsession.
Correct.
ठीक है, it is, I don't know how healthy it could be, only be healthy for how much the person believes it to be. उसके अलावा वो बंदा भाई 30 साल का बंदा 50 साल का लग रहा है, ठीक है, with all the bulk and everything, and he's not able to walk and tie his shoelaces. I think it's sad. So I would never want to get to that level. Like I admire it. They have my due respect.
Yes.
But
Well, I guess I understand. That's the reason. मुझे क्वेश्चन दिमाग में आ रहा है कि that's the reason you probably chose classic physique division, because that is a mix of like a shred and a bulk. I mean, it's a proper.
Actually,
Yeah,
इसकी मैं आपको स्टोरी बताता हूँ, मनदीप. So before the classic physique division even came into place, into existence,
yes,
I'm sure मेरे जैसे कई लोग थे जिनके दिमाग में वही विजन होगा कि okay, I want to have something like this, a golden era physique,
yeah, correct.
artistic posing, presentation. That was idolized. That was the true bodybuilding. So मैं अपने bodybuilding, I started with bodybuilding. I didn't start with men's physique. I never had a thing for men's physique somehow. So
Yes.
I started with bodybuilding 55, 60 category. I used to pose like a classic physique guy. Like before there was a division even. I used to pose, I used to do artistic posing, but obviously most of the time it was not marked up, because people don't appreciate any of that. They don't have the eye for it. But
Right.
once the division came out, then it was the window for me. Ki, haan, theek hai. This is something I want to achieve, and I will for myself, not for some trophy or some like pro card or maybe some federation, anything. It's for myself to
Yes.
prove myself ki, oh, I can be on that stage and do that. Maybe look at my own video 10, 20 years later, ki, dude, this is what I did. Wow. So like I see those golden era guys doing,
Yes.
Frank Zane, all those people, the presence they had. That is what I idolize.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. So that is the actual bodybuilding, because it has to be in moderation, first of all. So moderation, classic division का एक मैं word एक choose करके बोल सकता हूँ कि this is kind of a word which I can say कि this is classic division, moderation, because anything which is more than that is not bodybuilding. It's something which you want to be like some freaky, inhuman character, and you have a vision for that, and you want to.
Show. It's a mute.
Yeah.
It's
People
mutant.
like freak and
It's
freaks
complete
and
mutant.
other things. That's the reason
Yeah.
people they don't have an eye towards classic division, and that's the middle ground for them right now. और काफी लोग हैं जो men physique में, जैसे आपने बोला कि you were never inclined to men physique, उनका भी अपना एक किसी का है कि they have like, I mean, they don't put up bulk maybe.
मैं आपको मैं बताऊंगा मनदीप, मेंस फिजिक व्हाई, बिकॉज़ मेंस फिजिक के कोई स्टैंडर्ड नहीं रहे अब ऑफ फिजिक. देयर इज नो फिजिक, like how do you define men's physique? Dude, such a bodybuilder is now like a tall bodybuilder is now doing men's physique.
Yes, yes,
Somewhere like
understand.
literally, it's just that he's got long insertions, so
Yes,
he's
yes.
looking lean and like that. But he's a big ass, you know. So it's like men's physique. You should have been a guy like Jeff Side, to be very honest. Like good
Uh,
looks, like
mhm,
Steve Cook, like
mhm,
Ryan Terry.
mhm.
I would. Jeremy is good, okay. But the moment they're pushing the size barrier now, the men's
Mm.
physique guys are slowly becoming bigger and freakier. Now even in shows in Sheru and not in Jeff's side, but in Sheru, I saw a lot of
Yeah,
men's physique guys,
correct. Absolutely
lot of
agree
men's
with
physique
you
guys who were
because
really big.
मेरा एक्चुअली एक बीच में एक टेक भी था because when मनोज पाटिल won IIBB Pro, due respect to him, but उनका थोड़ा bulk ज्यादा लगता था मुझे, his arm size, and
Yeah,
even though I'll say Siddhant Jaiswal has a very balanced physique. I mean, he's not too bulky, he's not too lean. He got a good physique, but he's like trying to get that pro card, but he has a physique.
yeah,
But on the other end,
yeah.
started bodybuilding. I mean, in bodybuilding category, and he fall into men physique, and he recently won as well. But yeah, I completely agree with you because year by year, even the Ranjit Singh Ricky हैं, बहुत सारे हैं. I'm not sure Ranjit Singh Ricky classic division खेलते हैं या फिर men physique खेलते हैं. I don't remember right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
they are
he
bulky
does
guys.
classic physique.
क्लासिक, हाँ, उनका
Ranjit
भी
does classic.
एक क्लासिक है, हाँ, उनका एक अच्छा एक मॉडरेशन में उनका एक फिजिक है, तो यार रियली लाइक. बट मनोज पटेल आई थिंक कि वो क्लासिक में ज्यादा अच्छे लगते थे रेदर देन मिन फिजिक. दैट्स व्हाट आई थॉट. बट या, बट विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, बट ही अर्नड दैट प्रो कार्ड, सो दैट्स ओके. या, रिगार्डिंग नाउ, I'll say it's kind of a, I'll say very open blunt question to you. Okay, जैसे आपने बोला कि जब आपने स्टार्ट किया था और आपको किसी ने बोला था कि टेस्ट पूछता अरे बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा और you have to spend 4 or 5 grand, and then also you probably not have an impact, and like very on the edge kind of physique. अभी प्रॉब्लम क्या होगी मैं बताता हूँ why I said कि we are hypocrites. The reason is कि जैसे आप विनर हो काफी सारे शोज के, लाइक बॉडी पावर हो, जेफ सेथ क्लासिक हो, एंड यू कैन नेम इट. इफ आई डोंट रिमेंबर, शेरू में भी आप पार्टिसिपेट कर चुके हो? नहीं,
हाँ,
आप शेरू में भी पार्टिसिपेट कर
शेरू,
चुके हो? या
हाँ, definitely,
या
twice.
आपने हर एक इंडिया में अच्छा शो पार्टिसिपेट किया है, काफी सारे आपने वॉन किए हैं. अभी आपके पास कोई एक ऐसा न्यू भी आता है, लाइक व्हेन यू वर इन 17 और 18, टीनेजर आता है.
Right.
The moment he asks you the same question which you have asked earlier to your coach or your trainer कि मुझे compete करना है, और he suggested you कि यार टेस्ट प्रोपिनेट स्टेना वेना विनी ये सब लेना पड़ेगा, whatever. I mean, what will be your answer to him? Like, very, be blunt. I mean, it's okay if you say yes, I will also give the same advice. I mean, लोग बोलते हैं on interview, again, it's a very blunt question. Even I am a fifth president. I will be hosting a show, and I cannot give you a word that it will be a purely natural show, because even if I say so, okay, जो लोग वहाँ participate करने आएंगे ना, वो ये claim कर सकते हैं कि मैं natural हूँ, but how you will test it, because tests are very expensive. The other thing is, even though we have some tests, probably they have ended their cycle a month, 2 months prior, and they know the cycle of the drug, कि वो कितने टाइम तक रहेगा और कितने टाइम में उसका रिजल्ट नेगेटिव आएगा. So you really can't, do that.
Yeah, you've reached, you've got your muscle into that, like in that kind of condition, and you
Yeah.
just drop a little body water. That's it.
Correct.
So it can be easily done. So I understand. See, I honestly feel that bodybuilding, how in competitive bodybuilding, it's just like it is hypocrisy in itself, because we want physique of greatness, we want physical, to be at our physical peak of our health, but yet we would use anabolics, is because we feel that it would be necessary to bring out that we want to see. Like, I have seen some really beautiful natural physiques, trust me, but most of them are black people. Honestly, I've not seen a lot of natural people. Like, they might look good off season, they might look great when they're well fed, carb loaded, but the moment you get him on stage, he will not look impressive. He will not have the skin quality, it just isn't there. Maybe a lot of people from Manipur do, lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people from the east, northeast,
Northeast.
some lot of them I know.
Yeah.
In fact, even I have very good skin quality, like since I was a kid. So I can say that, you know, I could have maybe competed nationally, but maybe I would have never had the ability to pack on a lot of size that I have. Like right now, I can see I've lost a lot because I've since the last 2 months I haven't worked out. You know, because
So the
you
only
know the
thing
gym's closed and
I can comment here is probably we need some
yeah,
Thanos who can like click it, and the whole um, community of bodybuilding will be vanished, and again somebody starts naturally and he will pass on the same message to everyone. Yeah, naturally it can be done and everybody will be natural, because
of course,
that's the reason I said, I deleted that post. I never thought I'll be sharing that post because it is like a endless topic wherein I know that the answer would be yes, we agree to that, but we can't do that.
yeah,
Because if there are 10 people on the stage and if there are 8 people who are like on anabolics and 2 people who are on say steroids, in by chance if one won, that could be an example, but that will not make other 8 to think that okay, मुझे भी natural करना चाहिए यार, छोड़ देता हूँ मैं anabolics. It will never happen. The vice versa. That's what I can think. Because
because yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
honestly, Mandeep, I really, felt that, even before, doing competitive bodybuilding, that's the only reason I started, experimenting with anabolics. And
Yes.
that too because my coach has suggested, नहीं तो शायद मैं कभी भी, नहीं सोचता.
Right.
But, the moment I started competing, I wanted that edge. Like before that, I still had a great physique. I had a good enough physique to, do, like good underwear shoots and, like good commercial shoots and,
Correct.
still do like those early stages of men's physique and still would have won.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
a good
Yes. Yes.
lean body with washboard abs. I had all of that.
Yes.
But, I wanted that edge. The moment I started competing, it's like, यार इतने साल अब naturally कर लिया. अब करते हैं क्या सीन है ठीक है so I was willing to take on the repercussions. I was aware and I was you know I was just very responsible, trying to be very disciplined with the whole thing. I did everything on my own. I even मैंने अपने कोच में गलतियां निकाली because he was not perfect. He was a national Asia level player, but he was वो भी बहुत जगहों पे he was using bro science and I
Corrected
understood
him.
those things which he was
Mm-hmm.
doing wrong. ठीक है
Mm-hmm.
eventually I let him go also. ठीक है
Yeah.
because now I felt कि, okay, now I can maybe work with the knowledge I have.
Yes.
Since then I have been doing everything on my own. उसके बाद
Right.
मैंने जो जितने 2016 के बाद से जितने बॉडी पावर शोज किए हैं जितने all of the shows that I did, even I competed in Sheru briefly in 2017. I placed fifth in classic physique. That was beating 85 people, and the
Yeah.
guys who got top four before me, they were like 10 kilos heavier. So I was like, यार मतलब मैं classic में भी आके I have to get heavier now. Cool,
Yes.
ठीक है, like I have the presentation, I have the finesse, I have the lines, but now I have to get bigger. So fine, I'll do that. So this is what I made a goal for myself since then. तब से I have started packing on size, but वो भी even with the steroids, it still it depends on your genetics completely. I
Of
am an
course.
ectomorph. I'm a
Yes.
hard gainer. Even if
Yes.
I eat a lot, so I'm a responsible eater. I cannot stuff myself.
Mm-hmm.
I will gain like in a year. I will gain 2, 3, 4 kilos max, not more than that. Since 2015, I've just gained 10 kilos, 12 kilos. After that it's not it's just 2 kilos 3 kilos, that's it. So people think you just get on the gear and you get like a
Mm-hmm.
100 kilo mass monster. It doesn't happen like that.
No,
It
doesn't
takes
happen.
years and years of effort.
Yeah.
So hats off to that journey to those people. But my only thing is that I do not want to use anabolics extensively because I have used them. I myself I have not used a coach then. I did my own research. I understood the science. I understood my body. I worked with it. I did my blood work. मैंने सारे टेस्ट कराए. I consulted a doctor and an endocrinologist of course, but not a coach. क्योंकि I
Okay.
thought कि coach वोच जरूरत नहीं है मेरे को ना
Yeah.
मतलब ये और घुमाएगा. So I was like I was doing everything on my own and my system was perfectly functioning. But now अभी 2020 में आते हुए like since last year आपको पता होगा मैंने back-to-back body bar shows, khele, jeete, and since then I did Jeff side also. I did Sheru also. So 3, 4, 5 shows almost I played back-to-back, which
Mhm.
I've never done actually in a lot of these years.
Mhm.
So इस सब के time पे I was extensively, like I myself on my own experimentation, I was extensively using anabolics like cruising and on and off.
Mhm. Mhm.
You will not believe my natural testosterone levels used to be about 800 or something. Above 900 is a normal. So I used to have a really good natural level. The moment I did the test after post the Sheru,
Mhm.
I'm saying this on camera because I'm nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
want people to understand this.
Yes.
My free testosterone, total testosterone level was 2 digits, 17. Can you imagine? So
And
it
that happened after PCT also. I mean, or it was like.
actually, so you actually basically there is a cycle support. So whatever जो भी आप PCT में use करते हैं, a lot of people don't know this. आप जो Arimidex, so basically आपका जो testosterone आप जो use कर रहे हैं exogenous, it converts into estrogen. So you have to eliminate that estrogen because we don't
Correct.
want that estrogen.
Yes, yes.
So उस estrogen को eliminate करने के लिए we need basically antagonists. So
Yes.
aromatase inhibitors. So
Yeah.
Arimidex and things
Stomaxifen
like that was
citrate,
done with the
letrozole.
cycle.
Yeah.
बिल्कुल. So उसको and all those have to be monitored.
Right.
So this is what is done overseas, like बाहर के देशों में, people invest in the coaches and in the specialists जो ये चीज monitor करते हैं because health and blood work is utmost. अगर तुम्हारे भाई कहीं भी ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है भाई, तुम्हारे कोलेस्ट्रॉल आ जाएगा, तुम्हें ब्लड प्रेशर प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी, कार्डियक रिस्क बढ़ जाएगा, लाइक hundreds of, because people don't realize this कि steroids का ना, there's no one direct issue. It is like if you do keep that, adopt that lifestyle and you keep living it, eventually आपको सारे problems आ जाएंगे एक साथ, क्योंकि आप
Correct.
बॉडी में उल्टे काम ही उल्टे कर रहे हो, तो बेसिकली आपका पूरे बॉडी मतलब सपोर्ट करना छोड़ देगा, सारे ऑर्गन्स वगैरह कहीं ना कहीं से गड़बड़ाने शुरू कर देंगे.
Yes.
यू विल, आप किसी भी सीनियर बॉडी बिल्डर को देख लो, मोस्ट ऑफ देम विल हैव somewhere problem somewhere or the other. Not the people from the 70s, जैसे your Arnolds and your, these guys knew how to use it. They used
And
gear,
also
but
the
they
availability was quite less. I mean, it's now the thing here is that it's readily available on the counter, and also it's readily available in the black market. That's the reason. And in 70s,
yeah.
60s, if I already done my research, the only thing I heard of was, they started with testosterone because that was the male hormone, and that's it. I mean, and that too, they started with some I'll say bullshit, really bullshit. But that was I don't know to go that route right now. But yeah, the non-availability of is something which they knew about, and they always believed that food and the diet and the nutrition is the key, and still it's the
Of
key.
course.
I mean, if you
Of
take
course.
a stenazole and then you are taking a stanatabs or maybe winstrol liquid with propionate, and then you're taking some
Yeah.
clen and I'll say T3, that's kind of a create your cutting cycle, right? But the
Yeah.
thing here is that this is because it's available now, and people know that, and it's very cheap.
And with this, Mandeep, with the T3, the Clen, I never use T3. I never use Clen. I never use DNP. I've
Yeah,
used
DNP is like
insulin.
fuck. I mean, it's like
Huh?
I said, DNP is like worst and worst. It's
Yeah,
like death,
it's
death.
be fatal.
Yeah, it'll
Huh.
fade.
And what about AMP?
I don't know how monophosphate. And it's made for like horses. I mean, it's kind of facilitated
Yeah.
for them, for racing horses, and they
You
use it. I mean,
would you
it's not meant for human trial. And even
would you
though,
would you believe?
Mhm.
Would you believe I know so many athletes, and it could be very controversial if I say this. I have so many top athletes, some of them also pros, that who extensively use AMP and are literally hooked to it. It's like
Yeah,
it's
they
like
like
become,
use it for pre-workout. Yeah,
yeah.
right.
So that is like the most stupid,
You
idiotic
know
thing.
what? It's again on
I
camera,
think.
as you said. I have tested everything on counter which is available, or maybe in the black market available, because even I competed in 70 kg once, and just because I want to see how a bodybuilder feels like and how the diet and everything goes on. So I do my seminars. I also give this advice to them, because it's not that you want to test it just to know what kind of difference it will make. Sometimes when somebody's giving you advice, just take it like available. I mean,
Right.
don't use it. So as you're saying, AMP is bad. It's bad. So don't try it. I mean, just want to see how the kick is. I've experienced the kick, and I injected like
Really?
0.5 something ml, and I was like this, and I was on the wall. So it's give you like
Oh.
electrifying. It's like
Yeah.
electric charge, kind of,
I'm
from
actually
toe of
scared
your
of
feet to your hand,
intravenous.
your head.
Like it's like injecting heroin, man. Like why
Yes.
would somebody inject intravenous and do a bodybuilding show? Like I was actually disgusted. Like this guy came up to me and asked me, and somebody I knew, and he just came up to me with the insulin syringe. He's like, "Ki bhai shoot kar dega." Like kya? Like insulin. I thought like why is he shooting roids before a show? Like, kya?
Doesn't
What
make
is
any
it?
sense. Yeah.
Like no. I